Hi there, stampers and crafters. My name is Tami White from stampwithtami.com. Welcome to our Friday online class. Really excited about today's online class. I'm going to be casing a card from my friend Esther Wilburn, who's a Stampin demonstrator for my group. She shared this brilliant card from the holiday catalog that's coming out on next Friday. Actually, the holiday catalog will be out. This is called the Painted Harvest stamp set, and there's some amazingly cool techniques coming out that I'm going to show you on this card that that Esther used, and one of them was how to make a rectangular shape from the square stitch shape dies. If you're not familiar with the stitch shape dies, they're awesome. We use them all the time because they create this really cool stitch shaping, and it comes in a set that has 4 ovals, 4 squares, and 4 circles. And often people ask me, how do we create the rectangular shape? Are they going to come out with rectangular dies? And so today I'm going to show you how to actually make it with the square dies. It's actually pretty easy and pretty fun. I'm also going to show you how to create a debossed highlighted look with the impressions folder, which is much easier than it sounds. This sounds like it should be a very complicated card. It looks amazing, but it's really, really fun and easy to make. So, in the news section, the clearance rack sale is happening now. It launched last week. Some of the stuff did sell out, but there is some still amazingly good deals in there. There's still some products in there for just over $1. I'm not even kidding you. You can shop it in my online store, and you can get to it from the link in this video's description. The products are while supplies last, so the sooner you get them, the better your deal. And Paper Pumpkin is on sale for new subscribers. You can get half off using this code. That offer is good until September 10th. So this is on the September Paper Pumpkin that comes out on September 10th. And the last piece of exciting news is the holiday catalog. The holiday catalog that the buzz is all about. If you missed it, I have a box opening that shows all of these products. Hopefully, if you're on my list, if you're a customer or you requested a catalog, you should be getting your catalogs. I finally got the one I sent to myself 2 days ago. So hopefully you guys are getting yours now too. If you haven't, drop me a line and I will make sure that another one gets sent right out to you. If you need one, click the link above and the information on how to get one from me is there for free if you're in the United States. So here's what's happening next week. Instead of online classes, we're going to be having some holiday kickoff fun. I have done a demonstrator card swap with a bunch of demonstrators for all 4 ideas from this catalog. So Linda and I are going to swap that live on August 30th. So that's next Wednesday. And then on Friday, and this is a date change from Thursday, we are going to be doing a holiday catalog kickoff on Friday, September 1st with the Stampin' Scoop show. So we will be showing so many phenomenal ideas from the holiday catalog. Can't wait. And that's the day that we can actually show you the inside of the catalog on camera, and also the day that you can purchase the products as a customer. If you need these products now, if you see this stamp set, you need it now, you can join as a demonstrator now and get them as a demonstrator. Customers next Friday, September 1st, is the date that you can start ordering. Now, welcome everybody. Glad to see you guys. As always, with my live online classes and with the upcoming holiday catalog launch next week, we're going to have lots of prize patrol. So I have some prizes here. I'm just wondering, because my view is kind of weird on my phone. Are you guys seeing a full screen here or just a square? Because on my phone, I'm only seeing a square, so I'm only seeing part of the view here. I just want to make sure that you guys can. I'm just showing you what I can see. Just let me know if you guys can see the whole thing here, because I don't want you to, I don't know what's happening, but I don't want you guys to miss out on anything that's happening over here on the sides. So, yeah, okay. Rachel says she can only see half too. All right, so I'm going to try to stay within the center section here. I'm not quite sure what's going on or what's causing that, but, all right, so I'll try not to get out of view here. So here's what's happening with Prize Patrol. I have all of this is live. If you guys are live, you have the opportunity to win one of 2 Love You Lots hostess stamp sets. These are retired from last year's catalog. All you have to do is leave a comment here on the live. And I have 3 embellishment packs. So today's embellishment packs are glitter enamel dots, pearl jewels, and some silver thread. I'm sorry, gold thread. So I have 3 embellishment packs. So there's 5 live prizes that I'm giving away today. All of you guys have a chance to see it. I'm sorry, all of you guys have a chance to win it. All you got to do is leave a comment if you're live. And if you don't win one of the lives, or you can't watch the live and you're watching the replay later on YouTube or on Facebook, you can enter the same exact way by leaving a comment, and you will be entered to win the Afterlive. The Afterlive is the best because that is what we're using today. It's the actual Painted Harvest. It's the bundle, the stamp set and the punch. Although we're not using the punch today, I'm giving away the whole bundle. You can't purchase this until next Friday. This is coming out in the new holiday catalog. I will do the drawing for that on September 8th, and you'll have a second chance to win if you share this broadcast on Facebook, either from YouTube or from Facebook. If you share the broadcast video and you type in the comments of the original shared, S-H-A-R-E-D, make sure you put that D on there. All right, so I'm going to hold this in here because if only a square is showing up there like it is for me, you may not be able to see the whole bundle there, so I want to make sure that you see it. Okay, so my apologies for whatever is happening with the view, but hopefully that changes. If not, we're gonna roll with that square. Because if there's one thing I've learned how to do with live broadcasting, it's roll with it. Because there's always something that happens, right? Okay, so I'm really excited to get started with this card because I think it is phenomenal. This is one of my favorite cards. And I know it seems like I see, I see new stuff and I get new favorites a lot. But this one is just so gorgeous and so easy to make. This Painted Harvest is going to be a quick staple in your Stampin' collection. You're going to need it after you see this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is move along to the stamping portion. So I'm moving the prizes out of the way. They are they're only going out of the way, but they're still available. Just make sure you leave a comment. And I will draw the live ones at the end of the episode. So, yeah, Rachel says maybe the weird view is only happening on the mobile, and that may be the case. So I really am sorry. Sometimes it's weird. Anyway, we'll just keep going. So, if you are interested in the free PDF that has all of the measurements for everything I'm using today, you can get this on my blog. I have this for every video that I create. It has a picture of the project. It has the measurements. It also has a quick link back to this video on my blog, and it's got the supply list and a place for you to write some notes. These PDFs, I love that you guys use them. I hear from a lot of you that you find them very handy. Also, if you have a smartphone, this will bring you right back to the resource page. So that resource page is up right now. You can download this right now and get all the information on it. So speaking of weird stuff happening, I created this card using the stick-shaped dies, which I have kind of a mess going on here. So just so you know, my apologies. I need Linda to come help me get organized again. She's on vacation. I miss her dearly. The whole die set comes with the ovals, the circles, and the squares. And normally I have these in little containers, but I didn't put this one in. And what happened was, yesterday I created the card. I made this card for you, so you can see the rectangular shape here created with the squares. I used the second largest square. Now, as you can see, there's only 3 squares in there, and there should be 4. So this morning I went to set up for this class, and guess what? I lost the actual square that I used to create the card. And I'm like, in the last minute, 5 minutes before we're going live, the countdown's on, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't find the die, and I can't, and you know what's going to turn up right after this video. So what's going to happen is on my I'm going to have an altered card for our class, and I'm going to show you how to do it with the step larger. So our card today is going to have an actual slightly bigger greeting, but I think that's okay. It's going to show you how to improvise. Because that's one thing I'm really good at, is improvising. All right, so let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is our stamping. So, again, all the measurements are on that free PDF, which is on my blog. Oh my gosh, you guys, there it is. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh my gosh. You have no idea how frantic I was looking for this piece. And here it was the whole time in my cardstock packet. Oh, have this ever happened to you guys? You went to make something and you lost the piece? Okay, so I had already recut these for a different size. I'm going to go back to my originals. Oh my gosh. Well, that just made me happy. So it's the little things. I guess like the day's going to be looking up from here, right? I can't. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what we're going to do is stamp the background, and I'm going to show you the stamp set. It's so pretty. Instantly when I saw this in the catalog, I'm like, I have to have it. So this one here, it's called Painted Harvest, and again, it has the matching punch that I showed earlier. It's a two-step, it's what's called a two-step stamp, which means these pieces are meant to stamp together on top of each other to give you like a dimensional look. So we're going to do that with some of them, and I'm going to show you how that works. It's very, very easy. And this particular set is it's one of those sets that everything is gorgeous with it. So our color combination today is going to be Early Espresso, Soft Suede, Old Olive, and Crushed Curry. So, again, these are all on my blog. Now, when I open these up, if you're looking at this, hopefully you can see these in the square view, you'll see that the Soft Suede and the Early Espresso look very much alike. What I did was, when you purchase them, the ink pads have a little sticker sheet on the back that has the color of each one. It's usually like right here. It's missing on this one because I took it off. Anyways, so you can put your language. It's in 4 different languages. So what I do is I put the English on the back because that's the language I can read. And then I take a different language that I can't read and cut these little ends off and stick them on the inside of the lid. So I can tell at a quick glance the colors apart that look alike from the top. It just makes it easier to see. So that's just a little tip, one of Tami's tips for you today. I'm going to start with the Early Espresso, and we're going to stamp the words, "Your kindness means so much more than you will ever know." It's just a beautiful saying. You know what? Before I stamp that, I think I'm going to cut this one before we stamp, because I think that might actually make it easier. So hold that thought. Hang tight. We're going to come back to that. Usually I like to do all the stamping at once, but I think on this particular card it might be easier if we stamped this one second. Okay, so just taking a little piece of scrap paper here because we're going to stamp off the edge. And so I've got 2 pieces of the flower here, and the beautiful thing is this was made to look like a watercolor, so these don't really need to line up. So that makes it so much easier when you're stamping. I'm taking the larger of the 2 and stamping it in the Crushed Curry, and I'm going to stamp it off once on some scrap paper and then stamp it on the cardstock. And I am intentionally going off the edge. Kind of like wallpaper. It gives it the look of motion. We're going to stamp that randomly around our white. This is, whoops, Whisper White. Okay. And then next I'm going to take the inner portion, which is slightly smaller, stamp that in Soft Suede, and then stamp that over the top. And again, that one does not need to line up. And I stamp it off once so that it's a shade lighter when we're stamping it down. And you see, I really am not really lining that up at all. And you can see just looking at it, it's striking. It's beautiful. Okay. And then we're going to go with some Old Olive. So I'm going to take the center of that flower and stamp it in Old Olive. That one, I'm still stamping that off so that everything's just kind of a shade lighter. It's more of a subtle look. And then I'm going to take, this is just, I just took the solid portion of the leaf. There's an outline too, but I'm just going to do the solid for this. Stamp that off once again so it's a shade lighter, and then just randomly kind of stamp that around the flowers. It's just, I mean, I haven't even done anything to this card, and it is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So far, everything I've seen with this stamp set is beautiful. Everything is beautiful with it. Okay, so we're just going to put the rest of this stuff aside for a minute because we are going to do a little bit, oh, you know what, not quite done with the stamping yet. But we are going to do a little bit more stamping after we cut our centerpiece. So I'm going to take, this is 4 little dots. There are 5 little dots if I can count correctly. I'm going to stamp that in Early Espresso right in the middle of each of the flowers. I did not stamp that one off first. I just went full on color. Okay. So next up, we're going to do our big shot. our Big Shot work with both of these pieces. So I'm going to show you two techniques. One is how to use this cool little square die that I just found in my stash to make a rectangular shape. And the second is we're going to take the debossed side. This is actually indented. Let me see if I can hold it up there so you can see. The debossed side of the impressions folder and make this cool highlighted background with some ink. So this is the folder. And instead of the raised section, we're going to do this with the debossed section. So those are two really cool techniques on this one card. And again, super easy. So first off, we're going to start with making a rectangle shape with the square die. Now, I pre-cut my cardstock because I found if I wanted to be an exact size, it was easier to pre-cut it. If you don't pre-cut it, you could make this longer or shorter, depending on however long you want it. But pre-cutting it helps me control the size because I do want it to be a specific size. So this particular one, and again, you'll find this measurement on my PDF, is right here. It's the 2 3/4 by 1 3/4. So we're going to move the Big Shot in, and hopefully you can see this if you are having the square view issue that I'm having right now. Hopefully you can see it. We are looking at the magnetic platform, one cutting pad down, our Whisper White cardstock, and the square. This is the second smallest of the stitch shape square dies. So I'm taking one cutting pad. Now here's where the magic's going to happen. I'm going to move that plate so that it's not, this is a blade, the square is a blade. I'm going to zoom in and hopefully you guys can see this. I'm not covering, with the top cutting pad, this is the magic, I'm not covering the blade right here on the cardstock. So this is where the magic is going to happen for the rectangle. Okay, so let me zoom back out again and hopefully you guys can see that. And we're going to do two cuts here. So that's one. I'm going to come through on the other side. And what that did is because we didn't have the cutting pad, it didn't cut that middle section. So now we can go ahead and take this. Now, another thing I'm going to show you, and this shows up better if you don't have a pre-cut piece, is you do get a little indent from the die around where the die cuts. And sometimes I'll use that to actually line up the die because I pre-cut this piece of paper because I wanted it to be an exact size. It's harder to see because I cut it really close to the size I want it to be. I'm going to do the exact same thing and send it through the other way. So I've just moved the die to the other side of the paper. I'm going to take the cutting pad and end it right before that blade. That's the key. If you go over the blade, you're going to cut this piece of cardstock in half. Okay, and then we're going to go back through. Oh my gosh, I hope you guys can see that. Again, I'm sorry the square on my phone is making it hard to see. So again, that cutting pad is not over the blade, just in case you couldn't see it on the last one. Okay, and then we're going to go back through. And then when I take this off, ta-da! We have our square and it's perfect. It looks beautiful. It's awesome and it's so easy. That was so easy to do. So that is how to make rectangles. You can do that with any of the size squares. You can do that with your layering square dies as well, if you want to use them to make rectangles. Quick and easy. And while we have the Big Shot out, I'm going to swap platforms here. And we're going to go ahead and do our debossing technique. So I'm just taking the regular platform that comes with the Big Shot. Now I'm just swapping over to that. And the impressions folder that I'm using today is the hexagon from Stampin' Up. And this hexagon, and it's harder to see maybe on here, this is what's called a 3D impressions folder. It is a dynamic. They call it dynamic. It gives like a 3D impression. It's thicker than the regular folders. And because of that, we only need one cutting pad for this folder. So what we're going to do is take our soft suede ink pad. And again, I can recognize the soft suede because I cut those little pieces and put them in there. And I'm just going to very gently rub it. Now, the side that I'm rubbing it on is the top of the folder. It's the one where if you feel the folder, it's raised. This is it's actually it's going to make a debossed impression. It's also the one that has the Stampin' Up! Logo on the top. So that's the side that I'm going to rub the ink pad on very lightly. Just over the top. Make sure we get a little color on as much of that as possible. And then we're going to put our cardstock in. So this top part has the ink on it. I've just put our stamped image in there. Just be gentle not to move it around so it stays right in place. And then we can put that right on, smack dab on the platform, because it's thick enough that it only needs one cutting pad. So one cutting pad on top, and then crank it through. And when that comes out, there's the magic. It almost looks like chicken wire, doesn't it? It's beautiful. And you can see the ink in all of the debossed parts of that hexagon folder. It's so cool. So cool. And it's perfect on this card. It's beautiful. Such a great effect. Thanks. Ruthie says, awesomeness. Yes, it is. Thank you, Esther, for this. Awesomeness, exactly. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and finish our stamping with the, oops, go right down in there. Finish our stamping on this little square panel that we made. So I'm just going to bring the scrap paper back in because I do want to go off the edge. So we're going to go ahead and take the, this is the early espresso ink that I'm using on this one. Let's see if you can, I just want to make sure you guys can see. If you're having a little square difficulty like I am, my view is a square today. Not sure why I'm square, but I guess it's hip to be square, right? I'm going to stamp that words right in the center, and then take this, the leaf that we used on the background and the old olive, stamp it off once on the scrap paper, and then just a couple of times randomly on this tag or greeting. So it looks like this. And because I had because I pre-measured that rectangle, it's going to fit this crushed curry frame that I also pre-cut. And actually the white and the crushed curry were cut exactly the same size. Again, those measurements are on that free PDF, and that's what made it fit perfectly. Each square is like, I think it's like 1/4 of an inch bigger, so it would be 1/4 of an inch more if you're doing that rectangle and you want it to be exact. All right, so now it's just time for some assembly, which is the easy part, right? That's the fun part. And when it's all beautiful and put together, we're going to take some snail adhesive to put our greeting on there. And then I'm using snail adhesive on our main image here, on our background image here. You could also use the liquid glue, the green glue, for this because it is textured, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to use snail. Because, in case you haven't noticed, I'm a snailholic. So one more piece that I probably would have liked to have done before I attached, and let's see if I can unattach and quickly do this, is I wanted to sponge around the edges. So we're going to take that soft suede ink pad and a Stampin' sponge and just go around the edges, and I felt like that really made the stitching on the stitch-shaped framelit pop. So we'll go ahead and do that and put that right back down. I'm an expert at this because so often I make mistakes. It's just become routine for me to fix mistakes as I go. So I'm just sponging around the edges of this main piece. It's just so beautiful. I mean, I just look at it and I'm like, oh, so pretty. I love this stamp set. There will be lots of ideas coming with this stamp set on my blog over the next month too, so stay tuned for that. I have a project a day on my blog every day. Sometimes multiples when we have the Stampin' Scoop show. Lynn says there's no mistakes when you're stamping. It's true. Everything can be made into something beautiful, just about. So that is our main frame. We're going to put that on a Whisper White card base. Again, just using some snail, which is double-sided tape. There we go. And there's our main panel. And then I'm just going to attach the words with some Stampin' Dimensionals. And these are just pop dots that just make it pop. As if it doesn't pop at you enough. This card is just such a wow card. But these just really bang. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put that right in the center. Esther had hers off to the side, which also was beautiful, but I think I'm going to put mine right in the center. And that's our card. That is our beautiful card. Can you believe how quick and easy that was? I mean, literally 20 minutes. We just put that card together. And that was just no editing. Boom, right there. Just beautiful. I love it. And again, this is the Painted Harvest stamp set, which you will be able to get in my online store starting on September 1st. So that is our stamping class for today. I have lots of prizes to give away. So if you guys are ready to win something, be sure to leave a comment down below. And again, oh my gosh, you guys, I love you. Thanks for the hearts. Right back at you. Right back. I love you guys. So, and thank you, Esther. Really, these are for her because she designed that card and that was just amazing. Amazing. And real quick, while I have you before I start giving stuff away, next week's schedule, August 30th, live holiday card swap. Linda and I will be live here on Facebook. Stay tuned for the time on that. That's Wednesday and Friday. Holiday catalog launches live in my online store. You can purchase these products. You can purchase that stamp set and all the products in this holiday catalog. Details are on my blog at the link in this video's description. And on September 1st, Linda and I are having a Stampin' Scoop holiday launch party. So lots of prizes and giveaways from the holiday catalog and more. So that will be on Friday at noon Eastern Standard. Okay, and with that, it is now time for some giveaways. So we're going to pop over here. If you've left a comment live, you're going to be entered into any of these live drawings. And if you're watching the After Live and you leave a comment, you will be entered into the Afterlife drawing. So here we go. Our first giveaways are going to be for these embellishment packs. I have 3 of them. And they are the glitter enamel dots, the pearl jewels, and some gold thread. So 3 lucky winners. Be sure to fill out the prize claim form on my blog if you are a lucky winner. First winner is... Good luck, everybody! And it's Rhonda Price. Congratulations, Rhonda. Awesome. Next winner of the embellishment pack, let's see, is Cindy Rodell. I think that's Rodell. And our last winner of the embellishment pack is Gaynor Dyson. So congratulations to Gaynor, Cindy, and Rhonda for winning embellishment packs. Now our next prize is the Love You Lots Hostess stamp set from last year's catalog. So this one is actually it's retired, so it was hard to get when it was available. It's even harder to get now. Though I have 2 of these to give away. The first one is Chris Cohen is the winner, and the second winner is Ruthie Beretta. So congratulations to Chris and Ruthie, who won the Love You Lots Hostess stamp sets. Okay, so the next giveaway will be on September 8th, and that is for the Painted Harvest stamp set that I just used and the coordinating leaf punch. Leave a comment to be entered. Share this video for a double entry. You can get entered twice if you share the love. And Linda and I will be back on next Wednesday with our live holiday catalog swap on Facebook. We will see you there. Thanks for joining me today.